I think it was probably about 7 months ago now that we had a conversation with several people, including Dr. Phil, about AA and other support groups and how this was going to work during the pandemic.
It's gone on much longer than we thought, and the news is not good. It's not playing out well for the support groups like AA and NA, which are essential parts of fighting this disease. And the problem is a lot of addiction is self-medication for the very conditions that the quarantine triggers: loneliness, depression, anxiety, and stress. And we're even seeing long-term abstainers that are relapsing at a much higher rate because while it's good to have at least virtual access to these groups, it's not the same as in person.
In some ways, I get the point of doing it in person, but when you do it virtually, you can pick and choose not the place nearest to you, but anywhere in the world where you connect to it. So to some extent, isn't that a benefit?
Well, there is an upside to it. More meetings are available that ordinarily, like you're saying, you can go around the globe, and anonymity is a real boon because people feel less conspicuous, and so they're more forthcoming sometimes. They don't feel like they have to be as concerned about disclosures and that sort of thing. So no doubt there is an upside to that. There are also problems in that there is Zoom bombing going on, and some people aren't trusting who all is in that group. And if you're at all high profile or you work at a company that's large, you don't know who might be listening in on that group. So there's been Zoom bombing, and people are concerned that even though there's anonymity in these groups, if you go away from home, that people might be Zoom bombing into some of these, and you don't have the privacy and protection that you would if you were able to see who was around that circle. So there are pros and cons to it, no doubt. Let me tell you, the impact of all of this extended quarantine, I said this 7 months ago, and I'll say it again and go on record now. We're not going to feel the full impact of this for years to come, educationally, psychologically, medically. People are presenting later for treatment, which means the diseases are more advanced. And with the drug population, there's a lot of comorbidity. It's not just the addiction, it's the comorbid conditions of depression and anxiety. Those aren't being treated either. And these things are advancing. So we're going to be getting in later in trying to treat those things. And this is going to all come to a very negative outcome later on. So the effects of this are profound.